Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be working on a BMW and I'm about to show you a very, very illegal modification that you can do on your BMW. Now many people ain't aware of this and some people are aware of this. And now from factory, BMW do not allow this to be fitted on your BMW purely because, I'll tell you why right now, it's that illegal that if you are found to be having this on and you end up having an accident, your insurance will be void. That's one of the reasons BMW did not enable this from the factory for that specific reason. Only they can enable it if you're going to them and you're going on a track. Now there is some people that are aware of this modification and there's others that are not. But this modification is illegal in all the senses purely because it will turn everything off. So you'll have no ABS, no DSC, no traction control, no nothing when this mod goes on, and all power is going to be delivered to them rear wheels, which means you are then liable for anything that happens. If you overpower it, you go to take a corner too fast, you're going to have no stability and no control at all while braking as well. So I'm going to go over what this mod is and I'm going to show you how to do this mod, but please do it at your own risk because, as I said, if your insurance company do find out you've got that, because do remember, if you do have a serious accident and your vehicle does not go with you and the police feel that you've done something stupid and take your vehicle, then the insurance company want to look at it and find you've done this, your insurance will be completely void and you'll have no time to even remove this modification. Right, so we're going to be fitting this illegal mod to this BMW S1000Rr. And when you see me install it, you understand why it's fully illegal. And many people already will know that by fitting this illegal modification that I'm about to do, many people won't be aware of this. But as I said, it does void your insurance. So do be aware of that before you try and copy what I'm about to do. There is going to be a time and place to use it, and you ain't going to be able to use it all the time. A lot of people will try to use it on the streets, but that's where disaster is going to strike and where it's going to happen. Trust me, do not try and use this modification on the street, what you're about to see me do. So if you can see here, this is the cluster for the S1000Rr, and I'm just going to turn it all on. And if you can see down here, we're missing this light. Now the reason we're missing that light is for very good reason. Now that's meant to light up along with another one up the top here. And I'm going to be showing you how to make that happen. Now, the reason these lights ain't on at the moment is because, like I said, this mod BMW do not want you to have from the factory, therefore they do not enable it. So therefore, I'm going to be showing you how to enable that on the BMW S1000Rr. And when you see how to activate this, like I said, only I think a few people know how to do this. The majority of people would not have seen this purely because there's no video in regards to enabling this. And I'm going to show you what this actually enables. And many of you guys will try and obviously follow suit, but it's completely up to you and you're doing this at your own risk. Do remember that. So the first thing we're going to do to get access to all the wiring, harness and all the wiring, is we're going to have to lift up the seat. Now, as many of you guys know, the seat cowl, if you remove that, you've got the diagnostics port underneath there. That's not what we want. This, we're going to want the wiring harness, which is located underneath the seat. So we've got to take that up. We might have to take the fuel tank up as well. We're going to do that to be able to get to where we want to get to. Now, these are T25 bolts, so you're going to have to just remove them one by one. You can see there, now the seat has successfully been removed with the two torque bolts in place. These are both T25s, so do remember that to remove the seat. So the first thing you'll see here is your battery. You'll see this module right here, which is the actual ECU control unit for all the ABS and obviously the DSC down here. Then you've got your wiring harness, which is running along here. You've also got this connected down the side here, okay, which many people know. This one doesn't need to be used. This is actually for, if you ever look at it, it's actually for the immobilizer chip. A lot of people won't be aware of that, but that's linked onto the immobilizer. So that one we do not use. Now, this plug right here, you guys will probably see, is just a blank plug. And it's obviously got a blank installed into it. Now, what we're going to be doing, I believe, we're going to try and bypass this. And the reason we're going to bypass this is to enable the mode we want. Now, what you're going to have to do here is take that blank out just like that. You'll see, because it is a plastic blank we've now took off. And what you're gonna need now is this. This is the red coding key. Now this red coding key, many people know, can be purchased in the EU. You cannot purchase it here in the UK purely because they don't want it being available in the UK. Many people will be already aware of what this is, but some people won't. Now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna slot this into place right there. And what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna tuck it back into the cable tie. And then once that's done, now I'm gonna show you what that's enabled. So if we just turn the ignition on, you'll see here, let it cycle through. We'll wait for it to load up. And then what you'll see here is if you look where the rain is, we've got sport, race, and slick mode. Now, as you guys saw, this wouldn't have been enabled without that chip, and that's purely because, as I said to you, BMW and companies do not want you having that enabled purely because that turns off all safety features on your S1000Rr. But as you can see now, I've got every mode enabled. Now, if you do have an S1000Rr XR, that's going to enable Dynamic Pro. So if you do have one of the older ones, you won't have slick mode because it's not the RR. You will then have Dynamic Pro and Dynamic down here, which will then enable Dynamic Pro, which turns it all off as well. So you can use the same coding chip and same install on your single R and your XRs to enable that. So now that's all done. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the seat back on. And then now we've got that mode now enabled on this BMW S1000Rr, which, as I said, many people are not aware about purely because, and if you can see, it doesn't come with that mode. And even on the later S1000Rrs from 2024, they only come with Race Pro 1 and 2 enabled. They do not come with the slick mode enabled at all anyway, but that can be coded in fully via the OBD system. But on all BMW S1000Rrs, they do not enable slick mode as standard, not even on the HP4s. So everyone has to do this to be able to get that mode activated. And there you have it. That's now the seat back in place. That's our new mode activated on this S1000Rr. And this job is done on this S1000Rr. As I said, please do this at your own risk. Because as I said, if you do have an accident and you come off your bike, insurance find out you had the accident in that mode, I know for a fact they will not pay out, because I have had a friend who done the exact same thing and he's still waiting to go through the insurance at this present time because they're refusing to pay out because he was in that mode. So like I said, do it at your own risk. Okay guys, so there you have it. I've now shown you how to enable that illegal mode on your BMW S1000Rr. As I said, that mode is very, very illegal. And the reason for that is purely because these bikes are very, very hard to lose control of and to come off because of all the controls on them. ABS, traction control, wheelie control, and the insurance companies know that. So if you come off, the insurance companies are asking how that happened. Either on a track or on a road, you've enabled a mode that shouldn't have been enabled. Because these days, even a Gen 3 and Gen 5 have lean control. They've got stability control for even going around corners. You can go very, very low down and this bike will still stay with traction without you coming off that bike. That's how good they are. They have everything already on them. Everything you can think of for safety, cornering, handling, these bikes have. They've also got the EDC, they've got the lean control, they've got many different things that these bikes have. So that's why if you crash this, you have to be a very, very shit rider to make that happen. Because these bikes are very hard to crash with all them modules in place to stop you crashing and for your own safety. So that's why the insurance companies will always question when you've crashed one of them, if you had that enabled, because they have it on their system asking, do you have this enabled? Because there are many people enable it and then try and lie. But the first thing they will do is they will try to find out if it has, especially if the police have impounded it or something like that. They are going to go and check if that mode is actually enabled. And if it is, you are screwed. And as I said, I do know this because my friend right now is still waiting, going through the insurance, trying to fight them to get it from his bike because he had that mode enabled. And they're trying to question why that was. Now, obviously, I taught him a trick to be able to get out of that from the insurance, but obviously I'm not going to discuss that on this video. Obviously, I told him how to get out of it and he has. So we're just waiting to see if the insurance is still going to pay out. And that was a 2023 model. So let's find out if he does get paid out. But as I said, that mod is very, very legal and you can go and look it up online as well. I'm not lying to you. But as I said, guys, thank you very much for watching. It's BMW Dr. Dean here and goodbye.